Good wishes, dear students. In today's class, we will learn about one more new concept in your chemical kinetics chapter, that is pseudo first order reaction. The word pseudo stands for false or a fake or a not true. So when we put the term pseudo first order reaction, it stands for false type of first order reaction or a fake first order reaction. What's the meaning of it? Converting a higher order reaction to a first order reaction, and as a result of it learning about the calculating the rate of the constant, rate law and a chemical kinetics terms involved in it. So the definition for it is a second order reaction can be altered to a first order reaction by taking one of the reactant in a large excess, meaning its concentration should be more or increased. Such reaction is called as a pseudo first order reaction. Now the question arises, why are we converting a second order reaction into a first order reaction? The reason, due to the difficulty in studying the higher order reaction. Example of second order reaction when you take. There are two reactants participating in the reaction to give us the product. We have seen it for a spontaneous reaction, changes in the concentration takes place. So the changes in when we say two reactants are there, calculating the changes in the concentration should be done for both the reactants simultaneously. It's a tedious type of job. Sometimes we might be successful in calculating the changes in the concentration. Sometimes we may not be successful. To avoid such inconveniences, we are converting the second order reaction to a first order reaction, meaning a higher order reaction to a first order reaction. As a result of it, we continue with the chemical kinetics concept involved in it. Consider the example of hydrolysis of water. So the key word here is between the two reactants, one of the reactants should be taken in a large excess. So hydrolysis of ester. Ester you treat with water, because hydrolysis, when we say treating it with water, we get acid plus alcohol. Now ester formula is a common ester I have taken. So that is CH3COO CH3. The splitting takes place in such a way, CH3COO carries the minus charge, CH3 carries the plus charge. Similarly, H2O can be split into H plus ions and OH minus ion. Minus and plus will combine together, plus and minus will combine together. So we get CH3COOH giving us acid, CH3OH giving us alcohol. So hydrolysis of ester gives us acid plus alcohol. Now before coming to the rate formula for it, let's understand why are we taking water in excess and what happens as a result of it. So this is not for the exam point of view, only up to here only you have to write it. This is only an explanation I am giving you. So if the reaction is carried out with large excess of water, there is no significant change in the concentration of water during hydrolysis. That is, concentration of water remains almost constant. You may not understand what I have read right now, but let me give you a practical example. Now this example is taken from the NCERT book. So ester, you are treating it with water, we get acid plus alcohol. So consider T is equals to 0 stands for initial time. This T stands for reaction after some time. So this is initial reaction and this is reaction after some time. So initially the concentration of the ester is 0.01 mole. Concentration of water is 10 mole. Since the product is not yet formed, because the reaction is not yet proceeded, it has got a 0 mole of concentration of acid and a 0 mole of concentration of alcohol. After some time, for a spontaneous reaction we have seen, there should be decrease in the concentration. So from 0.01 mole, the concentration has decreased to 0 mole. Similarly, from 10 mole of concentration, it has decreased to 9.9 mole. So this decrease is made up on the product side by increase in the concentration of acid and alcohol by from 0 to 0.01 mole increase has taken place. 0 to 0.1 mole of increase in the alcohol also has taken place. Let's come back to these two terms. So since the rate of the reaction depends on the reactant alone, 0.01 mole to 0 decrease has taken place. From 10 mole to 9.9 mole, 0.1 mole of decrease has taken place here. Here also decrease has taken place. Here also decrease has taken place. But which is more significant? This one of changes in the ester's concentration is more significant than water. Let me give you the practical example of it. Take a tumbler of water. Go and add it to your water tank. Now definitely your adding of 1 tumbler of water increases the amount of water in the water tank. But can you say, can you significantly say how much of increase has taken place there? But on the other hand, add a same 1 tumbler of water to the sambar your mother has prepared at home. So adding the 1 tumbler of water to the sambar, easily you can make out the changes in the concentration, changes in the quantity, whereas calculating the changes in the amount of in the water tank is insignificant. Changes has taken place, we agree, but the changes in the water tank is insignificant. That adding 1 tumbler of water to the 1 full tank of water does not make a big change about it. But adding that 1 tumbler of water to the sambar makes a big change about it. So, in terms of ester's concentration, decrease in 0.01 to 0 mole is a significant change. In terms of water, that 0.1 mole of decrease does not make a big change about it. That's the meaning of concentration of water remains almost constant. Let's move back to the question here. Therefore, rate of the reaction depends on the concentration of the reactant. So, rate is proportional to the concentration of the reactant. Proportionality sign is replaced with a rate constant, that is K, into concentration of the reactant, that is ester, and concentration of water, that is H2O. Since concentration of water remains almost constant, where there is a decrease in the concentration or increase in the concentration, because they remain constant, we can put these two terms together. That's rate constant into concentration of water. We can put together and write it as a K dash. Hence, the same equation can be rewritten in terms of rate is equals to K dash concentration of the ester. So, we have not omitted the concentration of water, but that is since it's a constant value, that is included in terms of K dash. If you look at the part to be here, it's a 1. Hence, it follows the first order reaction. Thank you.